grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. You crew riding around in a Benzo. Red I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive. But look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No? They know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detailed, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
suffered low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Red I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive. But look at me now.
Good evening and welcome to round 16, our second season of 2024. We are in Thomastown for the Men's Series Futsal League. My name's Adam Palombi. Welcome to tonight's coverage. Western City will kick off proceedings against Pascoe Vale. Both sides having quite the team talks amongst each other for ultimately getting underway with the first of three fixtures on this beautiful Melburnian Friday night. But where else would you want to be? Either here in attendance or watching wherever you might be around the world. Between these two sides. Now, while Sorma and company have left their pursuit of freedom, or safety rather, a bit late, but they have gotten the win. Last week did what they had to do. Can they remain in the winners column against third place Pascoe Vale? They've been in some form themselves. It was a gutsy win last week from Western City, a buzzer beater if you will. Josh Fusco was the man taking everybody through it as Alison Lima gets things underway. Javari Nepomuceno against his former colours, could be turning very quickly, but Jarvis Gin had to get in the way. Early involvement right from the kickoff from Noel Sorma's side. Nepomuceno, here's Ali Nini. Looks as if Reece Interissi is the goalkeeper for City this evening. He's thrown very long, it flirts with the roof. It's Jarvis Gin. Da Silva would let fly, it was Souza in the way. The lineup for Western City looks like such. Reece Interissi is the goalkeeper. Ali Nini, Daniel Souza, Javari Nepomuceno and Trevor Sesmakula complete the on-court lineup. Ibrahim Kane on the bench, along with Alice. Dare I say, Preda, but we're not entirely sure yet. The team sheet's not available at the minute. As for Pascoe Vale, Jarvis Gin's the goalkeeper. Joaquin Jimenez, Alison Lima, Sean Arnon, Yao da Silva all complete the lineup on court. Robocop and the Raging Bull on the bench alongside former Western City player Oscar Yee. As Lima tried opening up the space. Nepomuceno, Nini, now Sesmakula. Could have maybe gone solo. Lima wants to go solo himself, and Alison Lima will find the back of the net. Western City undone. Alison Lima's strike early on in the contest. He was isolated, he stepped inside. No real press from Nepomuceno. Went right through the hands of Interissi. It's a lively start for current third place holders of Pascoe Vale. Not to forget they had won the championship last season. And they've had a decent run, you could argue, this year. Despite all the controversies they might have sparked throughout it. They've certainly been in the top end of the table. Nepomuceno has it roll. Nini takes a touch. Wanted Nepomuceno as a pass, instead gives it away. And Javari had to retrace his steps as Joaquin Jimenez was an option for Arn. I've got Joe in commentary position. Welcome to round 16.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm only here for like 2 minutes. Don't stress about the chair. I'm only here for 2 minutes. Just wanted to say hello to everyone and make sure you're not bored, you know. But yeah, I got stuff to do, so I'll be leaving shortly.
Well, before you do leave, Joe, welcome, of course. Prediction for tonight's first game. Western City, they got a win last week. Can they remain in the winners column against Pascoe Vale? Yeah,
look, it is going to be hard. I think the boys are beginning to gel up. This is a must win for them. Otherwise, there's a bigger, more chance of them getting relegated as well. So they are going to put up a fight. Pasco's got nothing to fight for, but the question is, are they looking to give Nepomuceno a return to verse his former side, Pascoville? Perhaps, not too sure. So I think it's going to be a good fight, but I think Pasco might just be able to edge past Western City, unless Western City is able to pull up a fight.
Of course, no Jaramillo in between the sticks for Western City. That is a big out, you could argue. Interisi certainly has his work cut out for him as Nini wants to find Ses Makula charging inside. Having witnessed last week's victory, Joe, what were the main takeaways from Western City?
I think having Daniel Souza back in the squad is a big thing. He's very good defensively. And obviously the boys being able to finish their chances. I think many a times we've seen them going forward, but really not giving any real threat in the attacking half. So I think last week they were taking their chances very well and being strong in defense. So they need to continue the same way, start from defensive area, be strong, and then be able to manifest in the attacking phase and go ahead and score goals, really.
You mentioned manifest. Can Western United ruffle some more feathers of the Northern Blues, considering they have gotten a win against them this season in our second fixture?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I was actually having a bit of a laugh with Suleiman Mohammed, and I was like, are you now going to beat Western United? So are you going to beat Moreland again this Friday and then come back next time and lose to Altona? I don't know, because it's something that seems to occur a lot. Whenever they play the so-called Big Two team, which is mainly featuring Moreland, they try to put up a massive fight. But whenever they, verse what people term as the bottom six teams, perhaps they think they've already won it, so they relax a little bit. But I think now we are seeing a different Moreland side. KDS is now a different beast of a player. Adam Cooper is on top form. So I think they're going to be struggling today. And as much as I would like to say it, I think Moreland is going to edge past them, especially with Adam Cooper, free kicks and dribblings on target. I think he's got a point to prove today as well.
Certainly the man in form is Adam Cooper of the Northern Blues. But our final fixture was the Altona Knights and Hume Futsal Club clash. A relegation battle, you could argue, a playoffs battle almost.
Yes.
Which way does that swing towards, Joe?
Oh, look, this is going to be tough. Again, Hume, I'm going to say Altona if Frano plays, only because Hume have been struggling. Again, they lost last week, and they lost in their Clubs Cup game against a League 2 side, Kensington Eagles. So are they going to be seeing anything past Altona if they're going to play the same way? Probably not, because despite the fact that they've got all the star-studded squad, I think one of the key players they are missing is Nejet Sahin. So if Nejet Sahin is playing today, that would be massive. If it's not, then they really need to sort out their defense, because I don't know what is going on in there. It seems to be leaking a lot, like my home in Africa, and water is pouring through. So they need to be able to do something and sort themselves out. Otherwise, Bera Bezapo is going to possibly tear them a new one.
Appreciate your time, Joe. We'll hopefully have you at a later stage throughout the broadcast this evening. Our Commissioner, Joe, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
As we cross back to the action here, Ali Nini has a corner, which is shot right in towards Jarvis Gin. Back in the chair we go. Nepomuceno in possession, has it roll for Nini. City trying to force the envelope. Had much of possession. They conceded against the run of players. Nice touch towards Ses Makula. Couldn't get the rub of the asphalt. It's nicely crafted by City, in truth. That final decisive moment just hadn't rolled their way. It's the Raging Bull. Fresh trim on court, the captain. Lima wants to take the game on. Turo Diaz keeps it alive very smartly. Ask questions upon Interisi at the expense of a corner. Personifies the sort of player he is, Turo Diaz. Always gives such intensity, such ferocity to his game. As Souza, Nepomuceno confronted by his former teammate, the Raging Bull, has it roll for Nini. Ahn reads it well. Jimenez, cross court to Diaz. Lima asking questions in that pivot role, just coming shorter. Receives possession out wide. Souza gets his big leg in the way. No Maurizio Novak on the bench for Pascoval this evening. Albion Karchi looks as if, well, he's not there either. It might be the other Karchi on the bench having a look as then he goes for a big slide with Diaz. The two captains come together. Oscar Yee ready to come on as is Robocop. Joaquin Jimenez with Sesmakula, no turn. Aren reverse pass. Lima gets it right back towards him. Jimenez, one of the option. Nini threads it to Nepomuceno. 3 white Pascoval shirts immersed, the man from Caraco, or Curacao. As Lima has possession, gets it back, in the way was Souza. Diaz let fly. Because of that one lapse in concentration has resulted in City being behind the 8 ball. And Teresi tried to find Messino. Has that hit a hand? Yes, it has. This is Michael Ciaras. As Namal Soma has called for a timeout in the opening minutes of this first clash of round 16, where Western City are trailing Pascoval by the 1 goal scored. That, of course, by Alison Lima. We're going to cross to a short timeout break.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction.
Timeout was called in a pretty central area. So City have looked to set up inside the logo. Will be Nepomuceno to, you'd assume, let fly. Vaz is the wall as Javara gave it nice shape, but too much height. Daniel Souza right on to Robocop. Some forward movement from Vaz, wasn't acknowledged by his teammate. Out of Andres Delgado. Usually the number 6, has the number 19 on his back. As Preda. Ellis also on court, as is Kane. Crafty from Kane. Ellis not on the same wavelength. Now the Raging Bull. Gave it a hit, right as Namal Soma was just on frothing duties, mopping it up. Lucas Vaz gets it back from Aren. He's had quite his fair share of futsal throughout his esteemed career. Might have a chance to let fly from the free kick. Delgado also behind it. Scored a screamer. Round 14 against Tuam, Andres Delgado. In the night full of screamers. unlucky to not be featured as one of the goals of the round. As might have a chance from the dead ball, right into the wall. Second attempt from Delgado. It's going to go wide. Interesi wants the long option. Instead goes short to Ellis. He wants to roam and let it fly. Alvarez had to get a palm in the way. Nice intent from Ellis. At the other end is Delgado, who really had to lean back before he took the shot on. Trying to propel some height, perhaps, as provocative yet again from the keeper. Delgado in possession. Diaz to Vaz. Just interpreting for a meantime. Trying to orchestrate his Vaz from his defensive half. Delgado. City just tracking the movements of Pasco Val at the minute. Arm with Canet. Move back out wide is Diaz. Chipping away are the championship winners. Trying to find that opening. Which, given their certain attacking arsenal, they don't need much of one to score from. It's Vaz. It's kept alive by Delgado. They all look towards the official on the far side. Alistair Pereira can't thread the needle, gets the rub of the asphalt, got away from Vaz and gets some meterage down the crowd side. Always good work is undone in a matter of seconds, given he has practically gifted possession right back to Pasco Vale. Of course, on the YouTube app, have the live stream always going. The comments section is available. Please leave your thoughts on what we're seeing so far. We'll have a read just before half-time. One pass forward from Alice was interpreted by Vaz. Canet in space. Great read by the Raging Bull. Nepomuceno was certainly in a gilded, golden scoring opportunity. Nice interpretation by the captain. Alice does well. Has it roll in front of Pereira. Couldn't turn on the afterburners to get there in time. Nice stalemate to this contest. It's quite even at the minute. Vaz chipping past, wants it back from Delgado. Couldn't turn away from Nepomuceno. Now Pereira wants to stroll into space. Javara reverse pass. Canet right in front of Jarvis Gin. Quick reflexes. Too quick for his own. Good through possession right back to Western City. But a fine save by the man in red for Pasco Vale. Sometimes too skillful, Nepomuceno. Just has possession squander. Delgado pivoting. Vaz out wide. As is the Raging Bull. Interesi wants the Nepomuceno. Canet can't control it. He's competing with Vaz. Fine distribution from the keeper. Stepping inside. Aren with some intent. Interesi happy the ball just goes over the crossbar. Bit of defensive confusion. They're trying to work it out, City. They've done so. Nepomuceno. Crafty trying to unlock Alice. At the other end, it was Delgado letting fly. Body's in the way. Yalda Silva strolls onto court. Paco have a corner and the 1-goal lead. Make it 2. Andres Delgado hits it sweetly, hits it truly, and doubles the advantage of Pasco Vale. Yet again, you could argue they weren't having the balance of play, but they barely needed an angle to make it all but decisive. And they extend their margin out to a 2-goal buffer. The moment it left his boot, Andres Delgado knew he'd scored. Quite convincing from a player who's in some form at the moment. Pereira a little bit too overzealous for the liking of Michael Ciaris. And Lucas Vaz has a dead ball opportunity. This is what Western City have to try avoid, of course. Considering their next run of fixtures as we close in on the second season of 2024. Look at the games they have ahead and the bye. This might be one of their more achievable games in terms of trying to find a win. As Vaz tried to play a very powerful pass onto the head of the Raging Bull. He's looking to take the pass on with both hands, or his head, whatever it might be. It's Vaz Delgado, very crafty. Nicely done from the goal scorer. Yao da Silva. Delgado trying to hold things up. Pereira gets in the way. Pascoe Vale now having the share of play roll in their direction. They're asking the questions at the moment. De Silva, Delgado, scored from a similar distance a couple of rounds ago. The Raging Bull on towards Silva. Press from City is there. They're trying to squeeze Pascoe Vale, and they're successful in doing so. Play turned over. Kane gets it back from Nepomuceno. Here's Alice. Trying to go around the Raging Bull. Pereira wants to hold things up. Alice wanted it flicked in behind. Kane does really well. It falls for Pereira. Jarvis Jin yet again with the answer. Alice, Raging Bull in the way. Nepomuceno controls it out the sky. He waits the movement around him. Kane switching the play to Alice. Trying to step inside Silva. Does so well. The shot not really guided towards a corner. Jarvis Jin yet again quite comfortable. Pascoe Vale really trying to squeeze, and now Vaz over the top could be in. It sits up for him. Oh, and he sends it right back into the sky. Nepomuceno. Great body use from Pereira. The Raging Bull equal to it. Isolated as he ventures forward. Opts to utilise Jimenez. De Silva. Jimenez to the Raging Bull. The ball basically hugging the touchline. De Silva, Vaz, Nini in the way. Pereira just couldn't find Kane. Now Souza has to defend. Vaz tries to flick. Kane wants to turn centrally. Nini overran the marker. Great first time pass from Jimenez. Here's Vaz. Back towards Diaz. Chipping away. Taking their time in possession. Pascoe Vale. It's a cute pass over the top from Vaz. Allowed for Nepomuceno to question its trajectory. Nini flicks it on. Souza tries to carve out an opening. It was well crafted. And Jimenez has gone on the journey. Having to backtrack quickly was the goalkeeper of Jarvis Jin. Not sure what. In fact, Jim was trying to attempt there. Sesmakula gave it nice shape. That's a brilliant save from Jarvis Jin. He would have seen that milliseconds before it got towards the bottom left post of the keeper. Nepomuceno, Sesmakula. Who can Javaro find? Just trying to bully away Vaz. Souza finds Nini. Very defensively sounder Pascoe Vale. Into Rissi, chipping pass. Vaz in the way now, Oscar Yee. Sesmakula. Nepomuceno, fine turn. Javara got his shot away. Souza trying to find the opening. Jin's there. Sesmakula goes down. Souza protests. Sorma wants his players to get back up and defend this counter-attack as Vaz flicks it up. Nini controls. Cheers for a penalty. We'll go Seoul to Western City. Thought they might have had one. 90-odd seconds left in this opening half of round 16. Pasco Val the 2-goal lead as Vaz. Ball rolling on the edge of the D. Finds Yi. Jimenez trying to carve out an opening of their own now are Pasco Vale. Yi, Vaz, great flick on. Well interpreted by Souza. How damaging it would be. Pasco Vale to find the net once more before the culmination of the half. How inspiring it could be if City were to find their opening goal. Interisi asks questions at Nepomuceno. Ball stays alive somehow. Javaro sits down to Silva. Like a school teacher telling off a youngster in class. Get back to your seat. Sesmakula, seconds ticking down. Nini. Souza, a far option. Goes incisive, Nepomuceno trying to turn. Back heel was there. Nobody home. Souza, cross court to Sesmakula. 20 seconds left. What can City conjure up? Sesmakula just got a bit too ambitious. Pasco Vale look like they're going to try hold on to possession and see out the half. Nearly a gift for Nepomuceno. He was stretching. He just couldn't latch on to the loose pass in the back half. Right as the whistle sounds on the first half. The goal scorers for such. Alison Lima opened the account only 90 seconds into the ladder, with Andres Delgado finding a sweetly struck effort following a corner. As that concludes the first half. Join us right after this short half-time break where Western City have their backs against the wall. It's something in which we've seen for most of Season 2 in 2024. Can they formulate a response? All to do in the second half. Join us shortly as we cross.
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Red I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. the futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Felt like that half-time break dragged on forever as the second half is underway. Jarvis Gin on catching practice. Cess McCullough firing a shot early. Nicely cut out that pass from Delgado. Trying to find Jimenez. With Souza getting in the way. He has it roll for Lima. Couldn't go through the gates. Ball somehow ricochets alive. Falls for Nini. He steps over. Jimenez intervenes. Can't go as far as Cess McCullough. Jarvis Gin in the background was going for a flight. He thought that shot was goal bound. Without the block, it certainly might have gone beyond him. Souza on towards Alice. Bit of intent from City. Cess McCullough back towards Souza. First time pass for Nini. Alice, can he get his shot right? Onto his left! Onto the crossbar. What a move from City. Deserved a goal, you could argue. Will be a corner nonetheless. It's Nini off the post again. Well, they are starting to ask questions. Danger signs when Tom Ellis shifts onto the left. As Jimenez can't go as far as Cess McCullough. Long throw from Jarvis Gin. Delgado, fine control. Intelligent play IQ, earns a corner. Jimenez, deep option. The short. Has it for Alison Lima. Delgado trying to create some forward movement. In possession, Jimenez. Pasco Vale trying to withstand the heavy City press. Nini is there. It's going to go in over the line. It's Alice who bundles it in. Her body's hit the floor. In the crossfire, everyone's back up on their feet. And City have a pulse. They draw one back. Alice colliding with Gin and Delgado. Jarvis looks a little bit gingerly at the moment. He was certainly caught up in it. 2-1 the score. It's going to count as a goal for Alice in the end. Cess McCullough. Could they find an equaliser? Delgado prevents any more forward movement. Cess McCullough. Souza. And a bounce towards Nini, who rolls it back towards Interisi. Alice want to go incisive. Jimenez says have a side ball. Says Makula. Nini nearly getting in the way. He's chip pass for Alice. Alice wanted it. More grounded. Jimenez back towards Delgado. Western United players and Moreland Blues in the building, ready for their clash. Lima takes a tumble, earns a foul. Has it roll for Jimenez quickly. City still have their defensive shape. Delgado with Souza. Great turn from Delgado. Great save by Interisi. The Raging Bull has a glance, has a ball roll. Souza gets in the way. Nini and Sesmakula win possession. Jimenez cuts it off. End to end at the moment. Jimenez steps inside Alice. That's fairly earned, says Michael Ciaras from Jimenez. Alice was nearly away. The Raging Bull rolls for Delgado. Nini gets in the way of Lima. Bit to unpack in that passage. City upping the ante. Pascoe Vale matching it at the minute, despite conceding. Heavy press is always visible when Ses McCullough and Nini are on court. Delgado, the Raging Bull, back onto his preferred. And in the midst of it all, earns a foul in some promising position. Lima and the Raging Bull and Delgado. Three fine dispatches. They'll be left for Andres Delgado with the dead ball. Just had it cleared off the line by Souza. Interisi was diving. Much needed intervention. Possession still with Pascoe Val. The Raging Bull asking questions. Sesma Kula wanting possession, and in doing so has the ball run into his own keeper. Compasses what City are trying to pull off. It's all systems go. Quite the established futsal club. We're staring down the barrel of relegation. It's simply all to do. That's hit Aren in his hand, perhaps. Officials hadn't caught it. Jimenez, a snapshot. Was saved by Interisi. Corner at the other end. Nepomuceno reinstated. Jimenez, Interisi in the way. Lima is there also. Now Nepomuceno raging. Jimenez recovering momentarily. He wins out. And there's City's side ball. Souza. It's well done from Nepomuceno as Lima keeps going. Interisi comes out. Aren is there. Jimenez off the post. At the other end is Cesar Makula. Stepping inside, not acknowledging Nepomuceno. End-to-end futsal. Ciaras has his notebook out. And Western City have to be very careful. They've been issued a warning. They simply can't concede any more fouls. As Lima still going, tried to find the angle. Nepomuceno. Souza. Sesmakula initially looked like it was going to bounce away from Diaz. Doing so, the ball just evading the attacker for City. Chavara, good shielding upon Lima. Nini alone on that flank. Vaz comes across. Nepomuceno on towards Souza. Can City conjure up an equaliser? Here's Nini. Sesmakula, great touch, it's Nini! It's off the pass! It's off the post. Bar and the post getting confused. City so close. Meanwhile, the other end, it's Robocop. Composure from Vaz. He awaits the cavalry. Diaz. Arm was there. Souza. It ricochets kindly for Nepomuceno. Sesmakula. He wanted Javaro. He had to go solo. Canet couldn't find Nepomuceno. City so close. Vaz at the other end. Lucas Vaz finds the net for Pascoe Vale. Against the run of play. Robocop so dangerous. He rampaged through with some reward. And a timely goal for the championship winners who were under the pump. But meanwhile, they've pulled one back out of nowhere. Sesmakula says, fine, I'll do it myself. Takes it on from pretty much halfway. Jarvis Gin perhaps had the Vaz and the Raging Bull just blocking his near post. And City, within a matter of seconds, only trailed by the one goal. And they certainly don't deserve to be trailing by two. So perhaps that good fortune. Something in which they're deserving of, you could argue. Nepomuceno for Canet. Trying to get away from Diaz, twisting and turning. Ball on a string. Canet, first time pass, just not finding Sesmakula nor Souza. It's a strong lineup from City. That's currently on court. A lot of attacking prowess. With Souza, he can really interpret space and provide that defensive relief. Nepomuceno, here's Sesmakula. Stepping inside Lima, he recovered well with a block. Corner for City. Ritzio Novak finally in attendance. Quite the fresh trim to match. Into Rissi, took no chances. Must be acknowledged, a lot of players on court have quite the fresh fade at the moment. As Diaz, back post was Lima. How's he not scored? He diverted the ball the opposite direction. The tide just slowly shifting in City's favour. Nepomuceno applied all 5 bars of power to try to find Sesmakula, and instead will find a free kick and a scoring opportunity. The man from Curaçao knows how to beat the brakes off a dead ball, like it almost owes him money. As Nepomuceno gives it a real hit, and the post. The obstruction yet again for City. That's the 3rd time almost. Javaro nearly with an equaliser. City asking some serious questions. To no avail yet. Diaz caught on it. Sesmakula, it's the post yet again. A turkey of post hits. 4 times the post has reverberated. City getting agonisingly close. It's provocative from Interissi. He's asking questions upon the positioning of Sesmakula. Aren wants to go on an adventure. His pass will find Diaz. Vaz lurking also. Gives it back to the Raging Bull. Sesmakula took no chances. Gee, how close is City getting to finding that goal that will put them on level terms. Diaz trying to have it reverse the other way. At the other end, Nepomuceno. A deep cross towards Canet. Just couldn't find him at the back post. Won't be Jarvis Gin's ball. Had to be Lucas Vaz. Deepest as he could possibly be from a side possession. Lima opened things up. Souza to Interissi. Javaro wants it at his chest. Kane. Sesmakula. Where's the opening from City? Sesmakula lost it, got it back momentarily. Over the top for Vaz. Souza, good read. And he wants to stroll. They've got the extra player here. Sesmakula, Vaz getting back. Souza. Raging Bull on the ground for the meantime. He has to get back up, the captain. Does so. Javaro lets fly. Jarvis Chin saves. Raging Bull thought he had a foul. Nepomuceno does well. Sesmakula gets it back from Kane. He goes down. Body's hitting the deck. Kane still going. Lima earns the ball. Now Al-Soba called for calm upon those on the bench. Up in the ante here, both sides. It's getting physically imposing. Sesmakula has the ball in position roughly where that challenge was made. It's Nepomuceno flirting with Lima. Ball on a string from Javaro Nepomuceno. Souza. Stepping inside. Acknowledging was Vaz. Now Aren confronted by Souza. Lima gets it back. Goes around Sesmakula. Javaro steps in the way. Time not a factor yet, but it's just evaporating. As Nepomuceno took his shot on quickly. Corner for Western City. Can they conjure up an equaliser? Sesmakula never really caught it sweetly, but they'll try all over again. Souza and Sesmakula both very short, trying to perhaps free up Kennett at the back post. Sesmakula, his grounded effort. Vaz gets in the way. Nepomuceno awaits the movement, goes back to Souza. Kane crashes through. Lima finds Vaz. Back to Lima, who keeps his composure and finds his brace and reinstates a 2-goal buffer for Pascoe Vale. They're so clinical when given the opportunity. Kane crashed out, he lost possession. It was a 3-man weave. Souza and Interissi out the equation. And yet again, against the run of play, you could argue, Pascoe Vale find the net. Jarvis Chin parried that inside his D to an area promising. Nepomuceno for Alice. They pull one back yet again. They refuse to go down without any fight. And Western City are in striking distance yet again. They trail by only the 1 goal. It was well done from Alice, who finished off. He finds his second. As the Raging Bull went through the gates of Sesmakula along the flank. Nice build-up of people, of course, watching along. Not vocal yet, the crowd. Let's see how this one stews. To Silva. Well, not finding a teammate, finding Preda. An opposing player in the Western City bench. Alice, a bit too eager to thread it towards Nepomuceno. Now towards Alice. Ball roll on his right, shifting gears, going through. Ciaris not phased. His whistle remains firmly in his pocket. Alice was trying to perhaps find the foul. Nepomuceno trying to dance around Aren. Gets the ball rolling his way. Souza awaits the run from Alice. Shifting inside Alice. Nepomuceno, the opening was there. Perhaps too much from Javaro on that occasion. Alice. Well, the intent, very positive. It's unlucky perhaps his angles just evaded him. Only need to provide some experience as this one nearly enters stoppage time. Reverse pass for the Silva into Rissi. Fine interpretation. Has Nini short. Fine pass for Preda. Fresher legs on court. Provocative pass from Nini. Souza keeps his feet. He wanted to keep going. But they'll have a dead ball opportunity. This is Thomas Alice County. This chance from the set piece. Preda is an option who's just been left unattended. As Alice has denied. That effort was goal bound from Preda. That ball deflecting. Could have gone anywhere. Goes out for a corner. Stoppage time. We've entered it. Across the face. Great ball from Nini. Preda was there. The Raging Bull can't go backwards. He has to go forwards. When he really collides with the side, well, gates, if you will. You heard the thud all the way up here on commentary. The Raging Bull, for some reason, seems to be unfazed by it. Strong as a bull, the captain, back up on his feet. Has things moving quickly. Lima shields possession. Away from Alice, and on towards Diaz. Flick back towards Lima. Let's just throw a boot at it and hope that it finds somewhere. That had a bit of danger. Alice gets it back from Preda. Yet again, he's done that a fair bit, and he calls for someone to be at the back post, and that's exactly what City need. There's always chances being made from the flanks, just no one there to carve them up in the box. Something in which Pasco Val, to the contrary, do rather well. Another free kick opportunity for Thomas Alice. Won't have much of a run-up. He'll look to perhaps lay it short. He does so for Preda. Takes a touch. Aren gets in the way of Nini's intended pass. Or the pass intended for Nini, rather. Stoppage time, really just stretching out this contest. It's been a fair amount of time the ball has been out of play. Diaz, Lima, somehow remains in. The flick on from Alma's pristine, only as far as Nini. Alice now in some space. Across the face, it sits. Preda couldn't catch it properly. Has it back, rolls it to Nini. Lima gets in the way. Teles Preda might have had the simplest task in that passage. He just couldn't provide the right amount of purchase that it needed on the finish. Chipping ball from Souza. De Silva will head away. Nepomuceno, his bib barely on. He wants to be in the thick of it. As Alice. Pasco Val firmly sitting behind the ball. Souza, nearly a heavy touch. Does want to keep it under his spell. Alice onto his left. He's going to ask questions. Well, Sorma has issued his timeout for the first time in this second half. Roughly 3 minutes left of contest. Can City find their equaliser? We'll cross to a short timeout break.
grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not.
Question marks surround City's journey. He's getting back on level terms. Nepomuceno. His shot ricochets right back to his keeper. Time now a factor. Just over 3 minutes left. Souza, body fainting, having to use his keeper. Into Rissi, asking questions with a long looping ball. Diaz to Silva, flicking on to really nowhere in the end. It's into Rissi's ball. He rolls, Diaz does really well. De Silva, good control, flicking up towards himself. Jimenez opting to just chest it out of play. Diaz, Jimenez trying to looping pass over the top. Too many bars of power right out of play. Nepomuceno right on Diaz. Burst of movement there from Javaro, flicks on, Nini was there, he tried to body feint away. Souza and Lima, Sesmakula, great recovery. That was needed from Trevor. He ran through the traffic to get back. It's to Silva, here's Diaz. Sesmakula, good read, Nini in some space. Jimenez takes over. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, roughly. Now Nini. Nepomuceno, the back post. It's Javaro. Nepomuceno. It's Jarvis Jr. who gets in front. Was that the moment? It might prove telling. Nepomuceno. Souza lurking out wide. Javaro going alone. Jarvis Jr. just like an octopus. Sprinting to make the save. Souza. Thought about using his keeper. We'll have a side ball instead. Nini back to Souza. On his left, Sesmakula positions himself. It's going to be Pascal Val's ball. Javaro knew it the second he hadn't gone for it. It was going to his former club. As Vaz has been instated to see out this contest. Can Pascal Val have the 3 points remain with them as it ticks on? They're going to try to hold possession. Lima. A mistake. Nini tries to go quickly. Diaz not happy. Nepomuceno. No, look! That is brilliant from Western City! And they find their equaliser. After many moments of asking, it took some brilliant skill to really open up Pascoe Vale. The flicks, the tricks to equalise, and Souza is the goal scorer. And we're on level terms. City thoroughly deserve it, you could argue. And they might try and find a winner. Sesmakula, Nepomuceno. Inside our final 90 seconds, the Raging Bull takes over. It's a big push from Javaro. That could be 5 fouls. It is. And Maurizio Novak wants to set this up. Western City got back on level terms, but have a free kick they're confronted with that Pascoe Vale have upon the resumption of this contest. Don't move a muscle. Another timeout break.
up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a Benzo. Red I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
So, bit to unpack. 5 fouls Western City have been issued. Pasco Val have played the 5th man. Arturo Diaz has the kid on. Their goals left gaping open as Diaz to Silva. They're queuing up. Jimenez was there. Jarvis Jim wants to get on. Sesma Kula give away to De Silva. Pasco Val trying to win this thing. Both sides will go for it. As Nini. It's Never Messino. It's the post again. Time stood still as Javara Nepomuceno had a ball roll. He flirted with the idea of shooting. He got his shot away. That's the 5th time City have hit the post. Inside our final minute. Both sides want their 3 points. Robocop lined up. Diaz remains on court. Interisi could be the hero if he has possession in his grasp. Vaz gets it back from Diaz. Robocop. De Silva. Oh, if Interisi had it in his hands, he could have gone over the top. It slips through. Corner for Pasco Vale. Diaz for Vaz. Brilliant pass. And De Silva was inches away. Brilliant ball from Interisi. Vaz had to loft to keep it away from Nepomuceno. Interisi let it roll, and De Silva nearly got his angles right. He tees it up for Javara, the goalkeeper. Sesma Kula. More central. It's flicked on. Vaz can't escape. De Silva. It goes back to Jarvis Jin. Great ball over the top for Vaz. Souza greets it. Lima is there. Souza gets in the way. He's clutching at his left leg. And he feels it. Interisi calls for his bench. They nearly stole it right at the death, Pasco Vale. How close they might have been to a winner. Somehow, they avoid the knife. If we have a look at the table just quickly, tonight's result, each way it goes, well, Pasco Vale will have to hope that Western United do face defeat against Moreland. A contest in which is leaning towards the Blues to remain in 3rd place. The 3 points will create a 3-point buffer between themselves and Western United. But if City are to win and Hume are to lose, they remain just the 1 win away from the Black Army. These next 14 seconds could position the relegation automatic position entirely for Season 2 in 2024. It's all to play for City, as Nini takes no chances. If Noel Soma and company are to find a victory, it would certainly keep them alive. Vaz, the raging bull. Lucas Vaz thought about trying his luck. Interisi scrambling. 6 seconds left on the clock. Nini tries to tee one up. It's going to hit the roof. 2 seconds left. Jarvis Jin instated. Played it for Nepomuceno. They've played that incorrectly in my opinion. But penalties will be the ultimate decider of this clash. City hit the post 5 times. Are the futsal gods on their side? We'll find out after this last break of our first clash. Which way is it going to go? Don't move, you'll find out as we draw the penalty curtain.
low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. That love now audible. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives.
Reece Intorissi has a major task ahead of him. Jaramillo, the shoes he left behind for tonight's contest were very large, as Andres Delgado stands before Reece Intorissi of Western City. They simply need the 3 points. This to give them a pulse in the automatic relegation position survival chase. These next few kicks of the football will ultimately determine the season of Western City. Better late than never. Pascoe Vale had their moments, which they took to full fruition. Western City had more of the balance of play. They hit the post 5 times. All to find their equaliser late in the contest. These sides could not be separated. Hence, we're at this penalty shootout drama, which is right about to unfold. Alsoma just with a sprinkling of belief onto his players who are arm in arm, as are Pascoe Vale. And for some reason, Oscar Yee will not be participating in the shootout against his former club, mind you. So Andres Delgado has the first kick in the penalty shootout against Reece Intorissi. Delgado has it denied by a revved up Reece Intorissi. Advantage leans towards Western City. Vaz leads some protests, which Michael Ciaris will just check upon. Jarvis Gin claiming that the positioning of Reece Intorissi might have been outside the white line. Angles covered by the keeper as Ali Nini, the captain, can have the ultimate contribution for an advantage in the shootout. Has it fired in? The advantage with Western City. Robocop has to step up to the plate. Lucas Vaz, no stranger to these situations. Although, even if he does score, the advantage still remains with City. This to not set up the final, the next spot kick to be the final. To effectively keep Pascoe Vale alive in the shootout. The ball having a mind of its own. Lucas Vaz settles the dead ball. And steps up. And has it denied by Intorissi again. Who has the responsibility for City? It's Thomas Ellis who steps up. This next kick off the futsal ball may not be any more important than from what they've incurred this season. To simply keep it alive is Thomas Ellis, who hits the post yet again. The frame of the goal, the enemy, probably going to be number one of Western City. They were simply that close to the 3 points. Alison Lima for sudden death. He has to score to keep them alive. Up steps Lima, who scores. Ice in the veins of Alison Lima, but Nepomuceno against his former club with Western City have yet another chance for the 3 points. Jarvis Gin has already started the mind games. Another important moment for Western City. Can they capitalise? It's Nepomuceno. It's a save by Jarvis Gin. Sudden death. How's your bottle? The heart rate pounding out the chest of those watching on. Armed with the responsibility. Both goalkeepers being very important and having their say in the shootout. Hazan steps up to the plate and has it go through into Rissi. And now Sess McCullough, how the narrative shifts so quickly. Simply has to score to keep them alive in the shootout. Noel Sorma can't bear to watch. Sess McCullough settles the ball. Huge moment as Sess McCullough has it denied. And Pascoe Vale, despite all odds, come away with the 3 points. It's heartbreaking for Western City. They were agonisingly close on so many occasions. But Pascoe Vale cement themselves currently in 3rd place. With a well hard-fought victory at the expense of Noel Sorma's side. We'll have our post-match player interview coming up very shortly, followed by the Moreland Blues up against Western United.
Very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
We're joined by Albion Chachi of Pascoe Vale. Tell you what, mate, that was quite the hard-fought victory at the expense of Western City. How do you feel with the 3 points?
Well, a tough 3 points, but end of the day, got to give the props to Western City. They fought hard, they played hard. A bit of, it's how to say in other words, but the boys were a bit down today, but still 3 points, 3 points. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Certainly was done so in some fashion. Penalties, the ultimate decider. Any props to Jarvis Gin and the boys for getting over the line despite the circumstances?
Jarvis Gin. We always back him in penalties. We've had him for 2 seasons now and we'll always back him. Keep going. And from that, the boys took the penalties. Amazing finishes from Sean and Allison. And yeah, the boys got the 3 points. That's all we needed.
You mentioned things upcoming for the remainder of the season. Another, couple of weeks around the sun against both Morn and Fitzroy on the cards. Your thoughts heading into those contests, considering they could have implications, of course, on the title race?
Look, we're training hard. The boys are ready for it. We'll see how it goes week by week. Still got Human Altona to face. There's going to be some tough opponents, but we'll see how we go and we'll be ready for Fitzroy and Moreland.
Appreciate your time. That was Albion Chachi of Pascoe Vale.
grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Like unstoppable, feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a Benzo. Ready to I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Like feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No? They know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your.
So, Rat fixture 2 for round 16. Western United lock horns with the Moreland Blues. Both sides with victories over each other in season 2 of 2024. It's effectively what gave Fitzroy the advantage, of course, in the title race early on. Moreland with quite a response last week at the expense of the Knights. 14 goals they put past them, and only conceding 3. United, different look about them tonight. A very young look on United this evening. Fernando de Moraes is taking charge rather than donning one of the playing jerseys. Aren New is the goalkeeper. Looking at their lineup, there's a couple of players we might just need to get some confirmation on. Vice Parthamos, Felipe Evangelista, Angus Angelatos all on court. As for the Blues, Christos Apostolakis is their esteemed goalkeeper. Adam Cooper, of course, on court. Andre Caro, Ate Ibrahim, Holland also. Alciaris, the man giving me the team sheets for today's game.
Great errors by Joseph.
Just making sure he tells me that the errors on the team sheet were all done by Joe. Of course, in the thick of what goes on here, a lot to cover for the commissioner. It's only natural that things might not always be correct. Back to what I just conjured up before. Albion Karchi apparently was in the building, not in Sydney, watching the Ronaldinho and Tim Cahill exhibition match. No, in fact, he was on interview. Aiding Charchi was kind enough to give us his time, describing what was a hard-fought victory against Western City, whose backs are now well and truly not against the ropes. They're probably down for the count, and at the count of 8. It will take something absolutely stupendous, almost like a Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder kind of revival, for how to come back and defy the odds. Sure, against all odds, by Phil Collins will be playing on the car ride home for Noel Sorma tonight. But of course, considering how they've been playing recently, Western City, they are growing legs. It's just more a matter of their remaining fixtures and, well, going up against both Moreland and Fitzroy. Two teams in their own class, in all honesty. Just makes the order rather tall. Jerry Angelatos completes the lineup. Thought that face looked familiar. Brothers Bit of an element for Western United, considering the Parthamos brothers, of course, foes, friends now on court, both representing the same clubs. Nick Parthamos had quite the time at the Northern Phoenix in the championship before venturing across to join his brother for the black and green. Of course, in their away jersey this evening. As Parthamos confronted by Caro. Chiriangalatos. Holland does well. Ibrahim back towards Holland. In the warm-up, having walked past the Moreland boys warming up. Dare I say, it was the same frame of the goal where currently Apostolakis resides at. It was being struck multiple times by Holland. He's giving it all the juice you can imagine. I've seen that in a few rounds where, well, weirdly enough, always at the expense of Nawal Soma, when that frame of the goal just seems to be on that side as well, the commissioner's side, just seems to be the thorn, if you will, the real opponent of whichever side is going that way. It's Parthamos, good read upon Cooper, goes on his own journey. Parthamos still going. Apostolakis having to get low. Oh, the cannon. Forget about firing. He wanted to dance his way through there, Elias Parthamos. Evangelista shoots it right across the face of goal. Andre Caro is back for Adam Cooper. Of course, both players had scored in the most recent Classico. Dare I say, one of the best futsal matches we might have seen in recent memory. Ibrahim was also rather large in it. A big, tall pivot player, as Aren knew. Just tried to unlock Chiriangalatos. As for the remainder of Western United's side this evening, Taizé Sakurada, Zach Chimasi, Nick Parthamos on the bench, and Darcy Skopolidis. Of course, Timoraeus just on managerial duties this evening. Knows, dare I say, every cubic millimetre of a futsal court, especially one of futsal's ownership. For Milton Sakos, James Norbury is the number 7. He's on the bench, as is Lucas Cassin, Ibrahim Habi. Kevin Dos Santos enjoying some time on vacation. Robson D'Souza has been noticeable absentee in some time. Haven't seen the powerful Brazilian grace our courts, considering he's an interstate traveller being based out in New South Wales. Nick Parthamos has his bib off and will be the first change, as Cooper couldn't shift gears. Parthamos was well attentive, but he knew he'd impeded upon Holland, as Nick Parthamos replaces one of the brother Jewiships for Western City, replacing Jerry Angelatos. His first order of business is to go right towards the towering Ate Ibrahim. Adam Cooper simply lives, breathes, exists for a spot kick where his genuine technique can shine. He won't have an infamous long run up the court, just preventing him from doing so. This man had entered God mode against Fitzroy, as he opts to roll it instead for Ibrahim. Bit of confusion, Holland at the back of it. Evangelista very crafty, Angelatos not so much. Parthamos just gets it skewed away. Ibrahim back for Adam Cooper. Holland confronted by Elias Parthamos. Step overs to get around him. Aren knew in the way. Allows for United to get their shape back as Parthamos. Evangelista. Here's Nick Parthamos. Still haven't really seen the surface in which Nick Parthamos can rise to. He's got a lot of potential. Certainly was having some fun in the championship with Northern Phoenix before moving back to series. Had a winner's medal last season with Fitzroy, of course. As lies Parthamos, away from Cooper. Holland from behind, deemed free of play, and Holland kept going. No foul. As Parthamos scoops away. Big tumble from Evangelista. Yellow card has been issued. Andre Caro, the doctor, being awarded the cheese, if you will. Of course, no Fitzroy this evening. They've got the bye. The champions enjoying some rest as they turn for home on yet another title in consecutive fashion. They're really becoming the impetus of the competition. Simply the question starts to beg, who? If it's not Moreland, who's it going to be? It's been a question for some time, but as each season just drags away, that question just still being unanswered. Remains without any possible way of solving it. United, of course, are building gradually to be at that level, as deemed by many officials around us. Will have to take more than a season or so to really mould into a team and find their identity. But the building blocks are there, of course, with all their youth prospects and what they're trying to grow. As Parthamos gets very fortunate. He tried to prevent the pass from reaching his former teammate of Lucas Cassin, and the post, conversely, working for a side this evening. We haven't seen that all night, so that's rather refreshing. Tell you what, the posts, they've been so far round 16's MVP, or MVPs, considering there's 2 sets of them. Cardo, Ibrahim had to really stretch. Andre Cardo now has it behind him, sits the ball down. Lofts it for Ibrahim. Cooper thought about trying his luck. Deflection from Evangelista, rather. Diverted away. Apostolakis had to slide. Skopolidis was head down right for the ball. Allowed for Cassin to turn away. Another player in which Moreland have not overly utilised this season. Of course, still in the early stages of his futsal career, but has quite some talent to boast. Another one of these emerging players in the competition. Speaking of emerging players, no Saka Waljaran this evening for Western United. However, his sister, Belquis Waljaran, in the stands watching on. Western United enjoying their time, of course, in the women's series futsal competition. Showing some nice form as Sakurada hits his hand. And Adam Cooper is licking his chops. He simply loves this opportunity. That's rather central, so Aren New will really have to get his wall organised. It's a 3-man block. Not make that a 2-man, as Angelatos has covered the left. Where's Cooper going to go? He's going to hit the head of Sakurada. It's rather content for the ball to hit his head. That meant he didn't, well, it meant it prevented Cooper from scoring. Apostolakis is rather bemused to how the ball has ended up going to that side. Adam Cooper having a chat also. Corner. Remain where Cardo is. Cardo chipping for Cooper. Has it sit down. Has it hit a hand. Angelatos unfortunately in the way, and United just showcasing some cracks maybe. Apostolakis having a chat to Mo Tanker behind the goal, saying how has that corner been awarded? on the opposite side with the ball out of play. He's rather bemused, Christos Apostolakis, but the Blues have yet another chance from the dead ball. As Kassin will look to take, and he'll score. Cooper left it for Lucas Kassin, and against his former club, unravels them with an opening goal for the Northern Blues. Goes right through the gates of Aren. Despite his reflexes and form he's been in this season, there's nothing you could really do to keep it out. Is there a swift response on the cards? Angelatas tried to flick on for Skopolidis. Kassin gets away from a couple. Sakurada interprets. Cooper just dancing with Parthamos, and tell you what, Ollie Holland, Oliver is counting his lucky stars. That ball was poised for a falcon as flush as you can get. Seen many of those throughout the years. Michael Ciaris, the fourth official of tonight's, or third official of tonight's game, quote unquote, by our CEO of Peter Parthamos, hit right on the snozzarella. Just a highlight that floated around the broadcasts at some stage this year, and Ollie Holland nearly on the receiving end of one of his own. As Cardo takes a tumble, falls off Skopolidis, so corner kick for the Blues. They're looking for goal number 2. Chip pass for Kassin, who catches it nicely. Angelatos will get in the way. Kassin can't go through the two-man block of Sakurada and Angelatos. So it'll be Cardo's ball yet again. Cooper works it back towards Cardo. The Blues in firm control. Just not utilising it, of course, in terms of scoring. But they are judging, dictating, judicating the way in which the ball has been played at the moment. Kassin firmly involved. Here's Cooper. Shifts on towards his preferred. Skopolidis will latch onto it. Under Cardo. Such a fine reader of the game. Gets in the way. Just see Ubidi Cicek, Mo Temel, Mo Tanker. Having a chat to Nico Ignatiadis. Yanni Pira also just here premature. For another real compelling contest to round off round 16. Hume have slumped in recent weeks. Altona have done quite the opposite. Ibrahim went for a run. Skopolidis went for a slide. Corner again for the Blues. And in firm command. Cooper turning. Sakurada intervening. Skopolidis. Parthamos. Great ball for Sakurada. Ibrahim equal to cut it out. It's Cooper. Steps inside. It falls for the Doctor. Takes a touch. Incisive. Ibrahim out wide. It's for Kassin. They've worked this very well. And Kassin tried to find the back of that the same way he found his opening goal. And of course through the gates of Aren. Ata Ibrahim with the corner. Cooper rolls it for the Doctor. Skopolidis blocking a fair amount of shots. Angelatos to replace him. Cooper for Kassin. Shomasi with a heavy press. Cooper lurking towards the back post. Norbury tried to pick out Adam Cooper, and dare I say, those gentlemen look rather alike. That's the blonde hair, similar height, similar stature. Let's see if they play in a similar vein. Parthamos, Angelatos. Patient build-up now from United. Can they find an equaliser? Wouldn't be with the momentum of play. Shemates, another player, of course, who earned his stripes in the championship and youth competition. It's Parthamos. Holland, that's well done. And for some reward, Oliver Holland, instinctive, creative, and masterful upon the heavy touch from Elias Parthamos. And once Holland was in, well, an acre of space, following the turnover he created himself. The finish was almost routine. And United find themselves trailing by 2 goals. The Blues exercising a firm stronghold on the game. Oliver Holland rekindles possession. Flick pass for Norbury. It's Parthamos. Good judgment. Evangelista, nice flick. Angelatos out of Jerry. Can't go around Cooper. That will be a timeout issued by the Moreland Blues, who lead this game by 2 goals to 0. So we cross to a short timeout break.
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean.
United having a stern chat. They're playing contingent, and Dimolaus just trying to lock in and stem the bleeding. This last 5.5 minutes left in this opening first half. The Blues have been in firm command, as aforementioned. They might be looking to kill the game off on the scoreboard as Norbury, great pass from Cooper, has it rolled back towards him. AC3, back towards Ate Ibrahim. Norbury won't find Adam Cooper. Aren just trying to take Adam Cooper out of the equation. Parthamos has to be precise in possession. Aren measured pass. Pastelakis will throw for Cooper, who has possession, still his. Side ball. Ibrahim gave it a real go. Beat the brakes off the ball. Did not have much direction on it. James. Evangelista opted to let it roll in front of him, hoping that Angelatos would latch on. Jangelatos. Maybe a new abbreviation for Jerry. What do you think in the comments section? Let's have a quick glance at what's going on. Live chat just not being well utilised tonight, so of course feel free to leave your thoughts on what you're seeing so far. It's Cooper trying to find some space. Ibrahim back for Cooper. Not seen often from Ibrahim. The touch just evades him, but Jerry Angelatos, well, gives possession right back to the Blues. Ball wasn't still. Cooper, Holland, latched onto the loose pass. Cooper chipping ball for Holland. Tried a party trick. He's in some space, young Oliver. Considering his, well, the knee injury he incurred, which kept him out for some time. Be a real valuable asset to help Milton Sackhoff's team and the Blues and, well, the whole competition in its entirety. Evangelista flicks it back for Parthamos. Shumais can hit them. Pastelakis substitutes his feet. Following this deep side possession, Dimaraes wants to set up his players. United have issued the timeout. We'll cross back to you very shortly. Two minutes and 34 seconds left. United with a real chance to try claw one back. Because last week at the break they were trailing 2-1 to Fitzroy. Let's see if they can find a goal. Should have them do much of the same against the Blues as Nick Parthamos. Shemasi back to Elias. Cooper intervenes. Evangelista wants it very deep. Norbury got in the way. And the post rattles yet again on Commissioner's side. Holland, oh, it evaded him and it rolled, had a mind of its own. And Norbury nearly snapping off a turn. Just throwing a boot at it in desperation. So Nick Parthamos was rolling a little bit. The official Ben was in perfect position. I'm not sure Nick Parthamos could have really been subtle about that, considering it's rolling right in front of the official. You can get away with it, but you have to make it a little bit more subtle than that, as that was definitely goal bound. Evangelista, like a bubblehead, just popped up and diverted the ball away. So the last 90 seconds. Norbury beats the brakes off the ball yet again. That's been much of a saying tonight. Genuine connection, no reward as Nick Parthamos is deep. Was that a push? Yes, it is. And a genuine opportunity. And Elias Parthamos is going to have to steal this ball away from his brother. Let's see what happens here. Well, Nick's dropped it. He knows the cannon. Wants to set a light to the ignition. And although in terms of the balance of play, it has been firmly with the Blues, but a set-piece opportunity for Western United that Shemaisi couldn't really grab a hold of. The ball rolled towards him from Parthamos. Pastelakis hasn't really had a test. There are a couple of routine saves. So Aren Yu wants to have some involvement. Long ball forward, just smacks off the head of Cooper. That was aggressive. As Yu wants to just gain some space. Great ball for Nick Parthamos. Side netting Aren Yu. orchestrated a brilliant pass, which nearly found its way to a Parthamos conversion. It's Cardo, has options, goes alone. It's the Doctor who hits the bar. He hit that as true as he could. That's going to be half time. The Blues could have had a 3-goal lead. Andre Cardo very close to a nicely converted finish. Only with the crossbar to intervene. At half time between Western United and the Northern Blues. With Milton Sakos' men in front by a 2-goal margin. We'll bring in the second half very shortly.
Grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a Benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
Break time is over for these two sides. The second half commencing now with the Blues in front. How can United try to turn it around? Postalakis trying to unlock Kassin, other side of town. Milton Sakos has come a fair amount of weight from his technical area to just tell his team to hold a high press. As Nick Parthamos, Cardo gets in the way. That was aimed for Angus Angelatis at the back post. Cooper, Cardo remains on the asphalt. Ibrahim to an upstanding Doctor. Heavy touch from Cooper. Now Nick Parthamos. Angus Angelatos taking some time in possession. United want to try to dictate the game on their own terms. They haven't had that opportunity to do so throughout the contest so far. Aren New. Nice control from Nick Parthamos. Here's Elias flicking towards Nick. Two Parthamos brothers combining. As Elias Parthamos deflection, the post. I've lost fingers to count on. And the amount of times I've mentioned the post being rattled. It's well crafted from Evangelista and Angelatos. Another corner for United. And they claw one back. Kasim with the block. Very young outfit also for Morn this evening. It's battle of the youngsters perhaps tonight. The experience of Andre Ricardo, Adam Cooper, Ibrahim also on court. The off-court experience of Dimorais. Nick Parthamos, great ball roll, still going. Kostelakis came out and commanded the space, the captain. A more proactive response from United so far. They've asked a couple of teasing questions. Ibrahim couldn't keep his feet. It's a scary sight for a player so tall, strong and physically imposing to be also quick. It's a trio of, well, the best and worst combination. Best, of course, if you're a Blue supporter or someone affiliated with the club. It's the worst if you're coming up against what is a steam train of Ate Ibrahim. Just casting our minds back to that Classico match, and don't think there was a foot Moreland had placed incorrectly. Thought they were impeccable. This man in particular, Adam Cooper, one of the best games of futsal, dare I say, that has been played on one of these courts in years, perhaps of all time. Tigers always finding a means necessary. No matter how good their opponents might be. Still leaves a question mark, of course. Who is going to ruffle their feathers? Who's going to tame the Tigers? Another season goes by, and that's the same question we're asking. Horns always getting very close. But they find the cigar this time in this contest. Great physicality from a turning, spinning, and scoring Ate Ibrahim. The Blues hit their third. Fine finish to have it away from Aren New, who was unsighted perhaps by those in front of him. While the Blues just making light work of fourth place Western United. Of course, the result, if it remains the same, will cement Lucio Novak and Aidan Chachi's Pascoe Vale in third place with a 3-point buffer. As we come into the business end of this season, it's gone all so fast. Of course, Clubs Cup finals action also on the cards. There's a bit of futsal to round off the year. Foz Cup also. Women's League on a Wednesday. That title race is well and truly alive. It's Fitzroy's women's side on Wednesday, who gave Melbourne Accu, current leaders of the women's competition, a real run for their money. As Scopolidi's got it back in this contest, and Cooper, with the wealth of experience he has, just plants his feet in the right place. As Jerry replaces Angus. Angelista's corner, Ibrahim in the way, Scopolidi's put on some size. He's rather leaner, of course, in the opening half of the year. He's just gotten that little bit stronger, wider perhaps. Upper body strength, of course. Still has his lean stature. It's Kassin, that's well done to go around Angelatos. He's somehow still going, not sure how. I don't think he knew himself where he might have been going to. Adam Cooper and Apostolakis, a little bit bemused, if you will, to that might have been a foul. Adam Cooper not exactly thrilled. But United will have another dead ball they can dispose of. Evangelista stepping inside. Aren New, how can United try find one back? The Blues setting up impeccably. Not really allowing for United to play any brand of futsal. They squeeze out Cooper. His ball goes out of play. Skopalides, give and go. There's a wait in the cavalry. Came Apostolakis to close the angle. Great ball from the keeper for Ibrahim, and he just simply couldn't seem to trap it. Skopalides back for Evangelista. Is there a way back for United? It's rather difficult to tell. They need a moment of magic to just get that spark, the moth to the flame. As Jerry Angelatos. Evangelista. Cooper puts it for Holland to latch on to. Initially it looked as if Holland was going to topple over. Kept his balance with the ball that evaded him. Cooper breaks through the two-man weave. Sakurada tries to get his shot away. The low was going wide. Larkis simply took no chances. Sakurada. Cardo gets in the way. Jerry rekindles. Aren New tries a chip pass for Skopalides. But Darcy's rather tall. He's never going to get his head onto that one. It's Cooper. Cardo. Holland. Further down the court. That's fair from Jerry Angelatos. Now Skopalides can go solo. He went through the gates. Somehow, Skopalides, Norbury put his body on the line. He's congratulated by his captain Apostolakis. Good boy, Christos teams. To the young James. The Blues want a clean sheet. United got to keep an eye on the foul tally counts. It's their third of issue, still 15 minutes and stoppages, of course, of futsal to be played. Adam Cooper, just as the game goes on, feels as if he's like a sleeping dog. Always don't let them wake up. Three-man weave now for Moreland. Cooper spearheading the campaign. He sets his feet. Took too long, and Aren New reads minds like books and read the mind of Cooper on that occasion. It's Norbury moves it on for Cardo. Back towards the doctor. Holland, Sakurada. And wanted to hear the official's whistle. It looked like it was about to sound. Milton Sakos. Also a little bit, well, not content, if you will. Cardo, space from Norbury. He's done well to roam into the open area in the D. Just couldn't be found. It's Cooper. The officials just perhaps unnerving the Blues despite the game being on their terms. Now of belief that the United players were too close to them following the side possession. Adam Cooper in space. He takes the effort on. Adam Cooper has come all the way to Malkasiaris, the third official, to just have a conversation. Andre Cardo from downtown. Here's Cooper. Angelatos greets him. Cooper steps inside. The doctor, first time pass. They get it back. It's a brilliant move. Holland's had the obligation of finalising it with the finishing touch. That was denied by Aren New. Norbury, here's Cooper. Cardo steps inside. Parthamos has the ball skid away from his grasp. Cooper. It's deep. Apostolakis goes for a slide. He's going to make it work, you know, Christos. Now Holland, not much space to work in. Aren tries a back heel. It's deemed the play to continue by the official. Looked rather tinkering on the edge of a foul. It's Jerry Angelatos. Oh Lord, across the face of goal. Expense of a corner. The Blues, although they're in firm control, they look a little bit unnerved. Might be the right way to put it. Hilton Sakos calling for calm. He's calling for his relax. His infamous claim to his boys just to calm down a tad. It's Parthamos shifted gears. Apostolakis got his hands in the way. It's Chimais providing that short run. Something in which he usually provides. As Nick Parthamos thought about trying it, never really set up for him. Holland had space to really roam into. Norbury on towards Cooper. He's barely looking at those around him. He's got such a game awareness. He's given it away there as Parthamos. Snapshot confronted right by the man aforementioned of Adam Cooper, who takes a bib, has a spell. Asa Ibrahim, his replacement. Nick to Elias Parthamos. Aren tinkering on the fifth man position as Cardo. Holland might have gotten his way of a shot. The Doctor's still going. Came one-on-one with Aren. Two players, of course, in the Cardo Futsal program. One of the best programs across the country if you're looking for a child to get involved in the sport of futsal. It's the Doctor with his infinite water fountain, if you will, of experience and wealth of knowledge of the game that provides it. The Doctor has a spell himself, and Adam Cooper, well, so much for a brief spell. He's right back into the thick of it. Norbury's pass goes astray. Cooper went for a slide. Angelatos thought, let's keep possession. Norbury stepping up to Parthamos. Nick Parthamos now. Not sure what he was opting to try find there. Lucas Kassin, some movement. Norbury wants to find Datai. Ibrahim. Kassin. Lovely from Lucas. He's still going. Well, he got past one. A brilliant bit of skill. Would have ended off a nice finish hadn't he got his footwork right. Kassin desperate to try and get a foot onto it, but that's rather than truly above him. A couple of nutmegs tonight from all sets of teams that have participated so far. In our last 9 minutes now, the Blues, the firm grip on the game. United trying to find that spark, that substance to get them back into it maybe. Aren Superman punches away. As Abraham wants it, he called for it, and now the Blues will sit off it. Cooper trying to go around. Angelatos does so. Ball on to his left. Out of real estate. United have had possession. They just haven't been very damaging with it. Chimais, how about your own nutmeg? Gets one back. He might have been on the receiving end of one recently. As Holland tried to go around both Skopolidis and Chimais. Parthamos let fly. And now Cooper in behind. Big slide by Skopolidis. That's always a momentum shifter. Try and rile up your boys. That's what Skopolidis provided on that occasion. It's Kassin. Wants to be patient. There's no real rush. Cooper. Holland. Wants it over the top. Great ball by Kassin. Too quick for Holland. Cooper is there. Yu is grounded to save. Ball for Angelatos. Getting in the way and blocking. Simply had to be. Man of Christos Apostolakis. Barthamos got his shot away under some duress from Ibrahim. Apostolakis with some cat-like reflexes. He's getting back to his best also. The Blues, you could argue, had a sluggish start to the season, but well, they certainly gave it their all, and well, that aforementioned Classico, it's not mathematically done yet, but well, they don't have another opportunity in terms of taking more points away from Fitzroy. They'll have to incur 2 losses, the champions, to have half an opportunity of for more, rather to have half an opportunity to claim the title. It involves, of course, a win against them final day of the season. 2 games of fine margins we saw on recently. It was the opening clash of round 16. Western City agonisingly close to 3 points. That would have kept them firmly alive in the pursuit of safety. Looks very unlikely now, it pains to say, but well, given the form of both Altona and where the Black Army are shaping up, the point differentiation is just getting very obscure. And considering the games Western City have coming up, it's going to be an almighty effort. It'll be the greatest escape, dare I say, in Futsal's history if they do pull it off. And I'm not sure many would have contended with that if they were to execute it. It's Kassin onto his left. Skopolidis takes a whack. Kassin, his effort was goal bound. Angelatos and Jerry got in the way. Now Sakurada. Evangelista, Skopolidis glancing around. Aren, Jerry Angelatos gets it somehow to Skopolidis, who takes the game on. Went around a pedestrian Adam Cooper. Angelatos, Holland, latching on to any false movement of Western United. Aren not over halfway yet. Cooper not interpreting. Skopolidis nearly scoring. Deviation of the ball. Come off a Moreland shirt. United corner. Ibrahim didn't know where the ball went. I think the Blues wanted the advantage, but it was called back by the official. Cooper round Angelatos. Got his shot away. And arriving at the back post was Holland. United have conceded 5 fouls, giving Moreland a firm chance to score again, perhaps, if they are to concede 1 more. Sakurada bullied off the ball, the physically imposing Ibrahim. That's a David and Goliath matchup, if I've seen one. Skopolidis been asking a couple of questions. Evangelista, Angelatos, Sakurada! Genuine connection, not the genuine outcome. Kassin and Ibrahim trying to combine. That was mine. They're claiming a push. Aren heavy touch. It's the first time I've seen him in opposing half territory. Elton Sakos wants to rally his troops following the timeout he initiated. The Blues with a 3-goal buffer. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. That love now audible. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a Benzo. Red cars, I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
Well, Western United might be down in this contest, but looking at the under-23s, the youth competition, they're firmly in command of that. A 12-point lead they have at the top of the table, with Hume and Carlton Hart on their tail, but it takes some doing if they were to catch them at those two respective clubs. Of course, they had beaten FC Carlton Hart last night. It was Sakabal Joan who started in that contest, but a noticeable absentee in the men's competition. Big chance. Jerry couldn't take it. Angelatos wasn't too far off. Postelakis under some duress. He saves yet again. Sakurada goes down. Carter with some muscle. Christos Postelakis required on 2 occasions to make a double save. Decent goalkeeping by the veteran. Cooper with Ibrahim, some connection there starting to conjure up between the pair. There's Carter. Cooper stepping inside. Holland tries to go around the world. Evangelista meets him halfway. Adam Cooper gaining down on Angelatos. Still going, bit of a slide. Having a glance at the championship, of course. It's getting rather interesting. It's basically a 4-team total race with AQ just lurking ominously in the background of it. St George Bulls currently leading by a game. But FC Carlton Hart on the other side with the bye in round 13. Some matchups of interest to be made there as we turn for home. Not far away from futsal being wrapped up for yet another calendar year. Over the top intended pass was never going to reach anybody. It's more of a clearance in truth. Postelakis, Cardo's deeper. Cooper hasn't really ignited to the heights we've seen him in recent weeks tonight. Perhaps the Moz was put on him by Joe at the start of our broadcast. But even a game where he gets a match rating of 7, it's like almost a 4.5 from Adam Cooper. Even if he plays really, well, does his role, does what's required. He's not doing something ambitious or audacious. It's a poor performance, weirdly enough. His accolades and, well, consistency of just being exceptional tends to just wash away, if you will, all the routine performances. It's Parthamos, our news of 5th man, nearing our final 2.5 minutes. Is there a consolation prize for United? They looked a lot more set up, a lot more disciplined, a lot more sharp in the second half, but the damage was done in the first. Can they find something late in the tail? Parthamos, Chimase. Elias gets it back. And Galatos keeps it in. Ate Ibrahim takes no chance. Heavy touch. And Evangelista, Aren New skating to get back. He was like Marcus Ciaras on his skateboard, just pacing down the court to get back. Norbury, it's a nice pass. The doctor hadn't read the interpretation. Last Parthamos, great movement, great goal. Angelatos to finish. I mean, they couldn't, could they? They have 2 minutes to do so. That's one back. Top corner. Nice finish from Angelatos. It was well crafted from the cannon. But Ibrahim's gone on the rampage. Norbury for the doctor. For the station. Some interest really sparked into the game. Oh, as it fell for Angelatos. Norbury was backtracking. Norton thought it was their ball. Will be with the black, green and white. Their away jerseys, of course. Bit more cannon magic, maybe. Evangelista. Norbury in front of him. Trying to step inside. The cross-court pass goes afray. It's Cooper from downtown. It's simply routine. He barely looked phased in taking on the shot. He scores inside his own half. No one in between the sticks for a desperately attempting Western United, who fall on their sword with no man home in between the sticks. Adam Cooper on the score sheet yet again. And he barely looked phased. He looked almost reluctant to put his boot out to shoot. Parthamos executes the nutmeg. Angelatos just causing some brief headaches, perhaps. Atai, great shift of direction. A confused Evangelista. Norbury's side ball. Nearing our final minute. Ibrahim. Evangelista's a bit close there. Ibrahim got his shot away, only as far as the two United shirts. It's in store for our final game. The Knights take on Hume. Game with playoff implications. Of course, both sides looking to avoid those positions, but rather difficult considering the form Pasco Val have entered. United always going to have a couple of points, or a couple, might be a game or two they have over the two sides that are playing in our third and final fixture of round 16. But of course, any possible chance of getting out of that playoff position certainly call for an early Christmas. Brilliant from Ibrahim, but Norbury had to stretch. Is there one last consolation prize? A rather textbook Moreland performance. Can they cap it off with one more? Cooper, Ibrahim, here's Cardo. Back for Ata Ibrahim. The idea was bright, execution just not what was needed. Last 10 seconds for something to happen, gents. What might it be? Shemace, you might as well get your shot away, but it won't matter in truth. A textbook dominant display from the Moreland Blues, who had the game pretty much wrapped up within the opening 5 to 6 minutes. As we draw a close in our second fixture of round 16. Western United 1, Moreland 4. We'll have our man of the match for you very shortly.
up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Like now audible. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. I'm riding down in a Benzo.
What are you doing here? He wants to ask a question. Yeah. You actually want to ask a question? Yeah, man. Okay. It's been a long time coming. You guys are the same person. Dead set.
My little game right on.
Fair enough.
Oh, it's been job.
Mate.
Hi, Josh.
Yeah, something good. A little bit.
Josh, I'll fuck myself. Yeah, one day did lose the... I thought it was right.
How's my hair?
Yeah, man.
Beautiful. Alright, that's all we need. Okay. Give me that red light. There we go. Alright. 3, 2, 1. We're joined by James Norbury and Adam Cooper and Josh Fusco on our interview. Gents, how do we find that match against Western United?
Oh, well, you know, they are pushing for third place, but I think they had a few players missing, so it made it a little bit easier for us. But, you know, they had the referees on their side for a bit of the game, but, you know, they had a honker, let's be honest.
James, how'd you interpret that game?
Yeah, look, I'd loves talking about the referees, but I thought our performance was really strong. As he said, we were missing a few players, but I thought everyone stood up really well. Christos, fantastic, and Adam and Andre Nate really led from the front, so yeah.
Josh, we've got you on the interview. Would you like to maybe take the mic and have a question of your own?
Yeah, obviously Dee gave me the rundown for this game and had I'm joking. Adam Cooper, James Norbury, I mean, he's played so well against Western United. There's obviously that gap between Moreland Fitzroy and the rest of the league. I mean, what do they need to do to catch you?
Well, we need to catch Fitzroy first, but look, we've worked really hard to get to where we are, and we've got a really mature group, but we still have a lot to work on, which we're currently doing each week in training and things like that to try and catch Fitzroy. But yeah, it does certainly feel like there's a gap between first and second, and then a gap between second and third.
Are we talking about the gap between Moreland and Fitzroy or Western United and...
No, the rest of the league.
It's going to take time. Like, you can see they're trying to do the right thing. They've got the right coach. Do you want me to hold that for you? They've got the right coach. They've got the right staff to really push, but it's just going to take time. Like, Moreland, all the players have been playing 20 years. Fitzroy, again, they've been together for 5-10 years, so it's just time for them to gel, and, you know, they'll get there in the end.
Just lastly, more about tonight's matchup, Mr. Cooper. You do seem a little bit, dare I say, not impressed by what you witnessed on court. Would you like to maybe just elaborate a bit on it further?
Not impressed with the refereeing. Oh, it's just they're getting paid to do a job. We're here to play. We're here to win. And I feel like if I don't win, I get punished. If they don't do a good job, what? Nothing. You see them next week. It's all the same. I think the players and the teams putting in the effort is far above the effort that the referees are putting into the game. And I think it's a big letdown because it's a great league to play in. A lot of people watch it in the country, and it's disappointing sometimes because we're all trying to do the right thing. And yeah, I get it. You can have an off day, but it's just consistently average, unfortunately.
Oh, nothing average about the performance of the Moreland Blues this evening. A win against Western United. That was Adam Cooper and James Norbury.
I grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. What a bowl. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Our third and final instalment of round 16's here. Playoff implications for who takes the 3 points. It's Hume against the Knights. Mo Tanker's side have been struggling for form in recent weeks. Unravelled last week by a buzzer beater, courtesy of Western City. Can they find, well, a much needed result, but Najat Saheen is a player in which Joe deemed to be very influential to tonight's contest. If he can get moving and grooving, well, he was nearly in on the goals very early on. A noticeable absentee from the Knights. No force field. Frano Saric not in the building. As Bertrus, yet another goalkeeper absentee. No Kaladatic. This implication lies upon the 2 second-choice keepers from both sides, of Daravong and Bertrus respectively. Lineups following both sides. Altona will kick things off with Daravong in goal. It's Berard Bezapor, Thomas Tatoli, Seb Locke. And the player will have to confirm that of number 12. As for Mo Tanker, Ubidi Cicek, Mo Temel, Reset Kouaglu, Najat Saheen and Ninos Bertrus complete the on-court lineup. Youngster Hamza Chandab on the bench. No Iran Turkman, unless he's right behind Kursat Gula. As Bezapor wants to get away, that's all done from Kouaglu. Yanni Peta also alongside Nico Gnadiadis. It's rather the, well, 4-man rotating panel on the post-match player interview. Adam Cooper and James Norbury had a little bit to say perhaps about certain things occurring at the moment across the league, which they certainly felt are hard done by. Saheen heads it on. Kouaglu. Tamel's in shooting distance. He rolls it for Cicek. It's a great save by the keeper. Daravong's been called upon in recent weeks. Saric hasn't seemed to just wrestle away that recurring injury concern. He's been involved, that's for sure. And well, this is where second choice goalkeepers make the argument as to why they should be the first. Of course, Frano Saric, one of the best in the competition. But the onus on the man in blue for Altona as Cicek's effort goes well wide. As Bezapor controls it, takes a juggle with it. As Cicek, angle gets tight, hits the roof in the end. Might have been goal bound, you know, unless Kouaglu wasn't in the way. Natoli will just slowly stroll forward. Bertrus interprets the play. Might just be Mert Tuna on the bench. Having Kursakula get out the way, we could see who that mystery man might have been for Hume. He's been identified as Cicek's deflecting effort. Will mean that UC7 has a corner. Cicek, great ball for Temel, takes a roll inside. Still going is Temel! Special goal from the captain. And the Black Army fire first. He had them twisting, turning, dancing. The Knights doing 6s and 7s. As the Black Army rejoice with a 1-goal lead courtesy of their captain. How can Altona respond? Sedlock trying to kick-start things from the back half. Natoli will have the ball reach him. Chichek equal to him. Temel steps in, wants to take over, commands the space. Chichek ahead of him. Still going slow. Temel! Put his head down and got right to work. Chichek, side possession, Hume firmly on top. Saheen gave it a hit. Allen not exactly going to really bother the goalkeeper. As Yanni Pera moves it on to Toli. Stadium just in a bit of a standstill, this contest, drawing some attention. Bit of pressure perhaps on the Knights to formulate a response. Throwing over Messino and Noel Solmer have hung around, watching on in the stands. The Western United support base have cleared out following what was an underwhelming performance from them this evening, in all fairness. Mo Temel's been lively early on. He got his opening goal, just got his side in front. Chichek, well weighted pass, Saheen. Angle got tight, ball hadn't got down to play now, Bezapur. Temel interprets, ball rolls. Bezapur's going to go for broke. Temel thought he won the ball. Ciara says play continues. Bezapur thought it was impeded. Chichek kept going. Bodies hitting the deck, the whistle's not sounding. Saheen reverse pass, Temel's there. As Yanni Pita has a slide. Bezapur, usually a man who raises his voice only unless he's singing, has a bit to say to the official on the far side. And now official Mode's having a chat to Barrow Bezapur. Josh, if we can grab a replay on that, if it's no difficulty in the next stoppage of play, a better interpretation of what really occurred. It looked a little bit late, but of course it's coming towards us, so it's not the easiest to analyse, especially how quick both players were running at. Bezapur certainly thought he might have had a free kick. Temel thought he won the ball, and that was his claim. Snatoli tried his luck, and you can't really fault him for that. Chichek turning. Saric back tracking. Saheen interfering, you could say. Last time these two sides first met was in round 2, of course. Altona had won by a goal. Barrett Bezapur featured, dare I say, for goal of the round. His audacious finish. In fact, it might have been against the Blues the round before. The Knights have had a topsy-turvy season. They've had some heavy losses. On the flip side, I've had some decent performances. That defeated Hume on both occasions so far. It's perhaps their bogey side the Black Army up against this evening. Temel for Chichek. Hume just controlling the game at the minute, having possession, having the balance of play. Saheen out of real estate in the end. Play will remain alive and with the Black Army. Chichek works it back, Kawuglu. Temel, brilliant pass, the idea. Certainly was. Bezapur keeps it alive. Berard takes his frustration out on the ball. Kawuglu, finally done. Saheen, time for Cicek. By the body language, you can perhaps tell that Brad Bezaport hasn't exactly ignited following. Well, when he thought he had won the foul, and just by judging the way he strolled off, it doesn't seem overly, let's say, cultivated, polarized. As Yanni Pera, as Saric, and work it a bit awkwardly in truth, Altona, and turn over possession. Temel's chip pass, Grodlu, and he flickered as high as the sky ahead of him. Rumble over the top, Yanni Pera flicks it away. Saric out of mark, nearly got his foot onto it. So Temel. Game a bit of a stalemate in truth. Altona haven't really formulated an adequate response. It's been all Hume in actuality. It's better from Altona though, having mentioned they've been on the back foot. Nice provocative throw over the top from the keeper. Mark Saric, good movement. No one home in the centre. And now there's an overload on the right side. If Cicek and Hamza Chandab can work it out. Chandab, it's a bit uncustomary as Cicek was a bit late. And the Knights have possession following the free kick. So Saric. Cicek was up behind him. Seb Locke restores possession. Temel takes over. He's having some game tonight, Mo Temel, and he really ignites and turns it on. He's nearly unplayable. As Mert Tuna takes the court. And considering they're not too far away from Hume's final leg against Pascoe Vale. That is next week, of course. And last time those two sides had faced off against each other, there were some fireworks. See if cooler heads prevail next week. Fitzroy will return, and the Knights will take on Western United. They're in need of some response. And you feel as if that contest next week also between the Knights and United to kick things off for round 17 could have implications on the playoff positions. If United are to lose, it's become a three-team race to see who avoids those two playoff positions. St George Bulls, if they are to hang on and win the championship, will be in the top flight, and that means the stadium, although there's been a decent build-up tonight, each time they do come out, be quite a spectacle, you could argue. Quite the noise made in here. Joe's strolling across. Might grab his thoughts if you happen to catch what Adam Cooper and James Norbury was delegating on camera at the end of that contest between the Blues and United. Roll out the chair for Joe as he makes his way up here. There's not really much going on at the moment on court, in all fairness. Hume in control, Altona not really playing, merely just surviving. Joe's been courteous to give us the team sheets as Chandab nearly put his name on the score sheet. We want Joe's thoughts. Whether or not he puts the headset on is another thing, but we might have him for a moment. Joe, welcome back.
I don't like this. I'm being I don't want to say this, but I'm being forced against my will to be here. So
You sat down pretty easily, though. I only asked you a couple
no, I
of
don't
times.
think so. I think you tried to pull my shirt, nearly ripped it. But look, what do you need me for? I'm here. I'll give
I want
you
to
20
ask you
seconds.
just quickly, in the 20 seconds we've got you for, you happened to catch the comments made by both James Norbury and Adam Cooper in that post-match interview. How perhaps you've seen the performance of those in orange this evening.
Nah. Look, I'm watching, but I'm not watching. Obviously, when you run in the league, you've got a fair few things to be focused on. You can't just, put your attention on the game. There's other areas that I tend to look at as well. A lot of people think I just sit in my black office box and do nothing. But look, I think the boys have improved. Look, a lot of people might disagree with my comments, but I think, look, I do speak with them, and I think Michael Terrace, for example, I'm always not shy to put him on the spotlight. But if you look at it, I think he's a bit more calm now. Michael used to let his emotions get ahead of him, and he get too intense, and you can hear him screaming in there. But you can see he's a bit more calmer now. That's because I tend to focus my referee training not mainly on the laws of the game, but more on the psychological aspect of the game, how to deal with players, player management, coach management, how to handle situations, and how not to use the card rather than just speaking with them. So you can see the boys are a lot more calmer in terms of how they ref as well.
Well put from a man, Joe, and I'm not one of those people that accuses our commissioner of not doing much. He's always working away very hard in his office. Well, Michael Ciara's barely had to work there. It's a very blatant shirt pull.
Yes.
And a, deserving yellow card to Kursat Gula. It was Damien Pastovic who was trying to get away, and now the Knights have called for a timeout. Nikos Gnatiadis wants to set up from this free kick to get the Knights back in the game. Across to a short timeout break.
Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improving.
And we are back after a quick timeout break after Damien being pulled by Keshagula, in which referee Anas called it and Michael agreed, so giving Kershed a yellow card. And Altona utilizing this opportunity to call a timeout.
Can they draw themselves on level terms? Natoli trying to go through the wall, second attempt. And while the flying effort from Rastocic maybe, that might sound a bit better, Joe.
Yeah, look, I think I'm going back on my first comments in the first game. I did mention, I didn't even know Neji Sahin was going to play today. I didn't know. And then I looked on a team sheet whilst printing it for you, and I'm like, hang on a second, Neji Sahin is here. Well, looks like Humi's got a chance of winning. And, well, I mean, it's still a long way, but currently 1-0 leading. So we'll see what happens by the end of the full game.
And dare I say, he nearly scored from kickoff as Temel for Chichek. And Mo Temel tonight, has been on fire. He's simply not put a foot on the captain. He opened the scoring. He's been providing that pressure which he's usually accustomed to for a player that's, you could argue, as Hume have been in recent weeks, not at their peak. Their captain contributing to try get his players up and about into the back end of the season. It's what you want to see from a player, especially a captain.
No, of course. Look, Timel is one player that we've never doubted his capabilities, and we obviously had some few injuries for the last few seasons, but we've always said at his full fitness, this guy is unstoppable. And I got to know him when, believe this or not, I got to know him when he used to play for Moreland. And he was a guy, he was one of the main key players for D-Men and Moreland, and you know, obviously he's moved on to his boyhood club, Hume, but this guy is actually not only a good player, but one of the nicest person and hard-working person outside of Futsal that you can meet. Obviously, I still have issues with him because I'm still expecting him to bring me some Timmy's kebab, but that hasn't happened. So, yeah, we're always fighting about that. But I'm waiting for when he gives me the Timel kebab.
That might be the call out Joe was itching to make on Mo Temel, but that was Rasticic again, who has a bit of shot power behind his efforts, just not the direction. Altona getting back on top, Joe, but they just don't look damaging at the minute. They need to maybe play a bit more through the centre as Locke out wide.
Yeah, look,
There's a poor strolling. I think, just not to interrupt you there, Joe, but following that incident in the middle of the court with Temel and Bezapur, Barad hasn't really, you can tell he looks bothered by what happened there.
No, you're right. You're right. And they're a bit flat at the moment. I think they try. Oh, what? That
There's
could
your
be
boy
a foul
again
on Timel, but nice skill move there to get around two players. Bezapur in the process being caught by Timmy on accidentally. But I think one of the key areas of the Futsal team or players that people most likely tend to disregard is goalkeeper. Now, I'm not saying Verapon is not great. I think he's one of the best second choice keeper to have, but keepers make crucial decisions in terms of who to even pass the ball to. Because someone might pass a short pass, but another keeper could see a longer range shot pass and then provide that pass. So I think for the past few weeks with Altona not having final, I think it's probably been hunting them a little bit. But overall, I think the players also need to do their best to really, support the keeper they've got in. You're rightly so. Maybe the wide is not working for them, so maybe they can try and compound themselves a little bit more in the middle and then try and move. Like, Damien, I know, can run through people like a bull. So he needs to use that energy and just keep going. He's already got in Kesa disturbed with a yellow card. So he can keep doing it. And, yeah.
Well, another timeout issue, this time by Mo Tanker. They'll look to set up from a free kick as we return to a timeout break.
I'll see you guys never.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
So, the Black Army, 2.5 minutes roughly remaining. This last first half around 16. Joe was kind enough to give us more than 20 seconds of his time, which we thoroughly appreciate from our commissioner. It's always good to have a chin wag with Joe. He's back off to do more commissioner things. It's Cicek's corner. It's Rastic in the way yet again. Black Army late in this half looking for their seconds. The Knights looking a little bit flat-footed, dare I say. Nico Nadiadis has to bust out the hairdryer at half-time, I think. It's Cicek. Saheen. Joe is right about a few things, but he's on the money when it comes to the talent of Nejat Saheen. He's defensively and offensively very sound. It's hard to really pick which part of his game is more stronger. So just as important as each other and just as good, really, to put it simply. Rastic flicking, Bezidpour. That's where it all gets a bit lost in translation for the Knights. They try work through the middle, they try loft it to their big tall player, or big strong player rather, in the pivot position, but it's still conducive, it's not cohesive, it's frankly a bit all over the shop. No taker calling for no foul. Bezidpour gets it. Hume, 5 fouls. They've got to be careful. There's only 48 seconds left. But Mark Sarich will on up. Right on the logo. Sarich in towards Cicek. Tanker wasn't too pleased about that call made. Can Altona draw a foul in the last 20-odd seconds? Kudlu's got no rush to take this kick in. Him trying to keep things closed up. Cicek. How quick can the release be? Yanni Pira, 3-man press. They have to be cautious, Hume, and they were so. Alicech couldn't go around Yanni. And that'll be all she wrote for the opening half. The 1 goal courtesy of Captain Mo Temel separates the Black Army of Hume FC and the Knights. We turn for home on our coverage around 16. The second half coming up very shortly.
Grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a Benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
We turn for home on round 16. Hume with the 1 goal advantage. Can the Knights find the means necessary? Let's see what this game has in store for the second half. It's Mark Saric moves it on for Yanni Peter, the magician. Still yet to really hit his heights in season 2 of 2024. He was a huge player in the Knights, finishing in 4th place last season. Natoli off his left! Thomas not too far away at all. Nearly the moment they needed. Saric had it low. Saheen had it cleared. Saric gets it back. Saheen moves it on from the side ball, gets it back from Kouaglu. And it's Shech. Heavy press from Pira. Saheen wants that down court pass for UC7, who spirals and doesn't go too far. The idea was bright, you know. Got to commend Counterpart for giving that a try. As it's whipped across the face. Saric in possession. There's nothing really forth coming in the forward line. Or in the transition, rather, for the Knights. They just seem to really sit off it and not really go for it, in all honesty. It's a hybrid role played by the wingers. They don't tend to attack nor defend. They just sit right in the middle of the court and float around, obviously. Kerpa just not taking any chances. It's Chichek, Saheen. No cigar. So Yanni Pira in possession. Saric will stroll forward. Natoli. Once again, the idea was somewhat there, but execution just lacking. Ignatiadis looks like he's got the most, well, sugar in his system, if you will. He's got the most life, energy. The Knights just a little bit dejected. It's only the one goal they're trailing by. They've been rather sound to trying to contain Hume since, well, conceding ultimately, but there's not much on offer offensively. Yanni Pira thought about trying his luck, and that is more positive. Got to simply test the keeper. It's Kawuglu. That's crafty. Chichek's onto it. Don't let his looks deceive you. He might be made like an absolute brick, but he runs like a greyhound. Really moulded to some notable figure around the ranks of series futsal. He's of course involved in the World Series competition. Featured at the start of the year, and I think he's had his fair share of match experience with Hume. And Ali Cech could have gone solo. Chichek just losing out. Gives a bit of afters to Mark Saric. Perhaps out of frustration that he'd lost possession. Saric on towards Natoli. Yanni Pira having to stretch, keeps it ultimately alive. Does well to craft out the move, just nobody home for him. Now Kawuglu wanted to go beyond Pira. Two rather evenly matched players, and on that individual battle, it was Yanni who comes out on top. Temple stepping inside, letting fly. Both sides haven't really given each other ample opportunity for a genuine crack on goal. Now it's trying to mould into a assertive game plan. Just can't seem to crack Hume down, despite the one-touch passing and movement. That's a great idea, though, from Saric to unlock Kerpa. They've unlocked a corner. Lofted to Natoli, who plucks it out the sky. Burchus, Chichek, Saric in the way. Now Yanni Pira can run at Kawuglu. Trying to get onto his left was Yanni Pira. It's left for Natoli. Saric flicking, Yanni Pira not catching. Patience personified from Hume. Kawuglu bearing down on goal. Big save by the keeper. Ciaras sounds his whistle. Hume get it brought back. The Black Army will have a free kick opportunity. So Mo Temel has already had one this evening. He lets her off at Chichek, in the way is Natoli. bit too deep from Mark Saric. It's Mo Temmel, been influential, arguably one of the best players on court so far, a commentator's curse, has struck late in round 16. Mind that, Mo. Natoli out towards Locke. Thought about chipping it back towards Natoli. Fine movement. Across the face was Bezaport. He wanted that at his feet. Totally opted to loft instead. Najat Sahin has a spell for Mertshuna. Kawuglu ultimately has a laugh with Bezaport. It's always good to see both sides cracking a smile. Kawuglu finding the funny side perhaps in that. So is Berard Bezaport, and I think that was infectious all the way to us here up on commentary. Cicek's going to feel that in the morning. He's certainly feeling that right now. Joe mentioned that Asticic certainly has a cannon on him. Oh, Cicek just, you can tell as he backs up, feeling that. Temmel trying to step beyond Bezaport. Cicek trying to unlock Tuna. Rasticic. Now for Natoli. Tried the threading needle pass. Cicek to Chandab. Locke to get in the way and close up shop. Cicek with Hamza Chandab flicks it back for UC7! Ubidi Cicek, you beauty! That's how you deceive the keeper. None other than the Black Army's sharpshooter. Like a bullseye into the bottom corner. And it's 2 to the good for Hume FC. Commanding firm grip on the game now. Quite the finish from UC7. He's got that all written up in his arsenal. It's going from bad to worse for Nico Ignatiadis and company. Hume, of course, were involved in the playoffs, so narrowly avoided last season. Bezaport trying his best from downtown, off the fly, mind you. Rasticic gave it a real whack. Bertrus will have it for Cicek. He was out of real estate, but he was away. Natoli, cross court, Rasticic. The idea is fruitful, but it's just a bit ambitious. Got to respect the idea of giving it a crack, but you have to have execution like that. That is brilliant from the Black Army. The youngster Hamza Chandab with the finish, but what about the pass? Incisive from Mertshuna. It split Altana open like an old shoe. And Chandab had the simple job, really. And he's in behind yet again. He had options, Hamza, to make it 4, but it's currently 3. It's all going wrong for the Knights. They're starting to stall, withstanding the wind for some time, but the engines look like they haven't really ignited. And now, as the game goes on, Hume putting them to the sword. Temmel, Rasticic, it's sorely, muchly needed, that intervention, which arrived. Tried the reverse effort as Chandab was crashing in. Temmel was trying to find the back of the net with a in but out swinging attempt. A curler. Rasticic for Locke. The ladder gets it back. Only Peter. Just hasn't clicked for the Knights. Nico Ignatiadis looking up towards us on commentary. Not like I've got the answers, unfortunately, Nico. Your side certainly have a lot of talent, but it's obvious the Knights where it just doesn't work. But with the Knights where it doesn't work for the Knights. Yep, that's what we went for there. Knights, it doesn't work for Altona. It's abundantly clear as Temmel slides, set block. It's still there. Somehow they haven't scored. Like a pack of wolves were Hume, simply toying with their food. They somehow didn't finish. That's lit a spark under Yanni Pitta, who tried to rampage his own way through. Temmel shipping ball. It's very well done for Tuna. Bezapol wants the space to be compact. The Knights, they just look very uncertain in possession. They look like they're in a land of confusion. For a Genesis fan of Phil Collins and those boys back in the day. This is the time and this is the place for Kursakula, who lives for the fusion. Can't you see Altona are in a land of confusion? It's Kursakula's involvement. Some finish. Shandab, one possession. Gula just outside the logo, found the angle. Daravong in no man's land in reality. And Hume are running away with it now. They're running rampant. Stranger with Altona, because when they're off, they're painfully, obviously off. But when they're on, they're rather competitive, they're rather tight, they're on, obviously, but they've just got such a good idea of it. When they're off, it's dare I say, the whole competition, must be said, when they're having a bad day, it's the worst day a team can have. Some teams can get away with it more than Fitzroy. Dare I say, sometimes even Pascoe Vale. They can somewhat get away with a bad day, even United to an extent. But when it comes to the Knights, they simply just, they look bad, they look really just not good at all. They look at their worst in comparison to the rest of the competition having bad days. To flip that coin, Hume have not put a foot wrong. They've come in with the right motto, the right attitude, the correct intensity. No, it's the late shift. It's the last game of the evening. It's their manager's done all the moving, really. Looks like he's got no answers. As Kerpa, that's what they've been relying on, that long ball over the top, but Hume have just simply kept men back. And off the rebound, they've really allowed for the offensive nature of both Tuna and Kuuglu when he's playing, but Temmel to infiltrate with long balls forward of their own. They have the pace to commit men forward and get going. Temmel will receive from Tuna, confronted by Natoli. Temmel goes around, it's a big save. And a rattling to the infrastructure of the building. Chandab, side ball, Tuna. He lost it, controls it. Temmel, Chandab, heavy press from Mark Saric. Ricochets to the keeper, goes very long. That's nicely done. Kerpa was lurking. Bertrus was clearing. It's Natoli. The Knights have 7 minutes to manufacture an improbable comeback. Gula gets held down as he turns away. Mark Saric just growing frustrated. Gula growing as the game goes on. Black Army have yet another chance following the dead ball. It's Mo Temmel. Look to fire yet again. Not a gambling man. Of course, the Melbourne Cup coming up, but my money be firmly on this bloke for being the man of the match so far. That's goal of the round for Kursat Gula. There's a contender, Josh. No force field, no worries, no one saving that. Off the top of the crossbar and in. And that symbolises the emphatic performance that Mo Tanker's Hume side are currently exhibiting. It's a showcase of a brilliant performance. And they're strutting their stuff. As Sahin has it roll for Temel. Options queuing. Yanipir intervening. Saric. And Jet Sahin had no idea where he was. It was like he was stumbling around to the bar. And he still managed to get the ball. Courageous. Great ball. Gula. Great hold-up play. He just couldn't provide the finish. He really had to lunge. His incisive foot, mind you. We need stoppages. We're in stoppages. Altona will try to find a consolation, but again, although they're trying to make things work, the Black Army have had them basically at an arm's length for basically the entirety of the game, if we're being frank. To next week, and we'll see how these teams both fare against their respective opponents. Mourne have the bye. So Adam Cooper, D-Men's club will have a much-needed spell. As for the rest of the competition, well, Hume come up against Pascoe Vale. There's not so much, despite there's not championship points to play for, of course. There's a lot of pride between that emerging rivalry. Hope it all remains cordial. Don't have a repeat of last time out. As much as it was a sight that was rather peculiar, something we want to see often. Of course, a bit of drama hurt nobody, as long as it all remains a bit not too, well, let's say rough. The Knights take on Western United. So that's a gift for Mo Temel. He's going to stroll in. Altona committed men forward. And you can't see Brad Bezapur right now, but his bib is covering his eyes. And well, considering that's the goal that the Knights just conceded, you can't really blame the human freight train. Does not get any easier than that. Back to the drawing board for the Knights tonight. They'll certainly look to forget very quickly. Played a decent game against a very, well, it was a freshly put together Western City side, considering all the players hadn't meshed properly. But City certainly gave them a run for their money. Since then, though, the Knights really just haven't rocked up, for being frank. I think they'll struggle next week against Western United. That's an early prediction for round 17. That'll kick off proceedings at 7 o'clock next week. The main event, you could argue, Pascoe Vale and Hume lock horns at 8:15 Australia or Melbourne time. And to round off round 17, Fitzroy return against Western City. A timeout has been called by Motanka, whose side are comfortably in front. It's across to a short timeout break. Temel wants to find Chichek. They want to find their 7th. What could be their heaviest win this season. And considering that the Knights have won both games against Hume so far this season, on the head-to-head, they've got it wrapped up. But this boggles the mind, really. Like, that's Altona have struggled for wins this year, and it's been all Hume. He curate that move perfectly. Mo Tamil, Yubity Chichek, no worries. Tamil, it's been like a man possessed. Halloween was yesterday, but he's scaring the living daylights out of the Knights. Each time he just wants to venture forward. Chichek was there to finish off the job. So they hit 7 inside the last 3 minutes. Dare I say, I don't think the Knights have been kept scoreless this year. Any of their contests. So you'd hope they find a consolation. Just to keep that little record alive. Tamil and Saheen will take their time. Considering the performance of both Pascoe Vale this evening, not being at their fluent best, and the Black Army probably with their best performance to date. Just brews up the nice cup of coffee for our main event in round 17. Might need more than a coffee. Need some protective gear because there's going to be fireworks everywhere on court, especially if this man's having something to do with it. Saheen and collides with Pitta. Tamil, Chichek gets it back. Daravong with a double. Basically triple save. The third intervention has to count for something. Hume just acknowledging that, well, Altona are well off it and having fun with it, Hume. It's going to play its records to still be made. It's time to still have a personal accolade for those representing Hume on court. Rasticic, the youngster of Chandab, still going. He doesn't care. No matter how big the opponent, it's what the heart that matters. Hamza Chandab personifies that statement. He did not care. He wanted to go for it. Good on him. Bertrus tees it up. Chandab swings. Good ball from Natoli, who gets it back. Arguably their best move. The final minute. Minute 30. Can the Knights find something, a positive from what's been a rather lackluster performance? It'll have to happen in the final minute. Yanni Pitta just skewers a ball for Rasticic. Chichek's going to keep it in. He's going to go solo. He's bearing down on Locke. He just bulldozes him over. Rasticic, nice flick for Locke. Tamil, influential. Chandab, no look. Chichek tried to be cheeky. Nikit Nardiadis infuriated. Looks like he's about to ignite and combust on his touchline, but well, he'll have a full week to get his troops in order to open things up next week against Western United. You'd expect a response, in all fairness. This is nothing of what Altona are capable of. Chandab cutting inside, still going, keeps it. Chichek, Alicech, Chandab. Wants to keep going, Hamza. Not too far away at all. This being all but said and done. Alicech for Chichek. Is there one last statement to be made by either side? Alicech will keep going. He wants to have something. That might have been goal bound. Seconds left for Altona for a consolation. And they'll have to set up. Can they keep their goal scoring record alive in season 2 of 2024? They have 3 seconds. Oh, they have no seconds. There's one left of play. Hume make a statement right in time for their heavyweight clash of round 17 against Pascoe Vale. They ran right on the Knights. The full-time score, Altona Knights 0, Hume FC 7. We turn for home, one more interview, and that's round 16 wrapped up. We're joined by Mo Temmel of Hume FC. Mo, quite the victory.
Tanker.
Mo Temmel's the man on our mind considering the performance he had. But Mo Tanker, your thoughts on that contest?
Amazing. Look, I know Altona has been struggling without like Freno and things like that, but we've been struggling a lot this season, finding like discipline really, and just performance. Just some games we're just not there. And tonight, you look at the squad; it's a little bit older squad. But, you know, with the older guys, they're very disciplined. So they came in, they did their job, got our 3 points, we've gone home happy, you know, enjoyed the weekend.
And your thoughts on the man of the match, Mo Temmel, been on our minds. You mentioned yourself, the rebuild phase for Hume. He's been somewhat cleaning up the youngsters' mistakes, but tonight he really showcased his class.
So, yeah, with obviously rebuilding, like, you got to understand, like, these young kids will make mistakes. It's not about, like, obviously just hammering them. It's more like educating them. And, you know, the ones that actually listen, the ones that get better, like Krusha, like he scored 2 goals. Krusha's been working very hard this season, changing his mentality, not getting angry at everything, and he's focusing more, he's doing extra training behind the scenes, and he scored 2 nice goals tonight. Like, I was very happy. And Timmy, obviously, I've always leaned on Timmy, and he's burnt out, but tonight he got a couple of old friends back, and I think the burden was just shared, and you can see he's just comfortable, and he's just playing, you know, and he lit it up tonight, so he did really well, yeah.
And just lastly, your opponents next week, Pascoe Vale. Of course, we cast our minds back to the previous encounter, a bit of fireworks that occurred. Your thoughts heading into that contest?
Look, that was unfortunate. I don't want it to be like that. I just want to come and play futsal. So I just want to keep it, you know, civil, you know, and we've got to obviously make up for our loss last time. It was pretty bad. We lost 6-1 or 6-2, and we got like 4 red cards. Like, we don't want that. So obviously it hurt us. Like, we still don't have Lockman back. So, you know, we're missing, you know, Solve Target as well. So, yeah, we'll work on it, and hopefully we'll give them a good game. Pascal's a good team, and, you know, we need the 3 points. We're trying to survive, so let's see how we go.
Enjoy the long weekend. That was
so
Mo
much.
Tanker of Hume FC.
Enjoy your weekend,
and that rounds out round 16 of the men's series futsal competition. Until next week, we'll catch you live on WeFroth and YouTube. Thank you, and good night. Thanks, Mo.
The same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.